what is the Internet of Everything, and why is that different from the previous waves? It is different because this is the one moment where this development actually involves the very core industries that are still the traditional cornerstones of our economies and our democracies as well around the world. But this is a development where we cannot afford to have a clear connection and open channel with the policymakers. This is becoming the bottleneck of the development, the decision of whether or not the future business will take off or not. And so that's what we try to achieve here. And interesting enough, in this mix, guess what? Europe has been playing and will be playing, and that's our assessment, a pretty central role. It's not just the economy on one side, that even at the slow growth as Europe is experiencing, is still the #1 economy of the world. It's $16.2 trillion of aggregate GDP. It's still the largest economy in the world, 500 million consumers. But even more than that, it just seems that Brussels, believe it or not, is becoming more and more of the center of gravity of where these discussions are taking place. All you need today is actually just, open a newspaper, if you find one, but, reading the news, just in the last, I was taking a note, just in the last month, open the newspaper and see the TTIP, and is about to fail discussions. You see the discussion and debate of Apple versus the government of Ireland, or EU in general. See the issues of Amazon taxations, of Facebook privacy, Uber and its drivers, of YouTube ruling on the hate speech and the right to be forgotten. And the list goes on and on and on and on. And that's why we think that this kind of platforms, like the Startup Euro comes to Silicon Valley, can become really the middle ground where these discussions can take place early in the game, rather than when it's too late. And that's what we're trying to achieve here. So it's gonna be a mix of large corporations, early stage companies, as well as government representatives and policymakers. The point is the government will always play a role in the third wave economy. Whether you're building drones, self-driving cars, new financial systems, this is the time where an open discussion with the policymaker is absolutely necessary, and you cannot afford not to be fluent in this language. And this is kind of a game changer. So today, as Mind the Bridge, we feel very excited and proud to be playing, and humbled to be playing this role. We're going to have a very packed agenda, and the agenda today is just the opening set of 10 days of activities. And through the rest of the conference, we're going to see if and why Silicon Valley has an edge of the production of new business models that can scale. We're going to see what are the view from the European Commission on how to integrate the digital future harmoniously in our society. We're going to see the case of Uber, and we'll be discuss with them whether or not entrepreneurship and policy making will ever be in sync in Europe. We're going to see what should EU policymakers do according to Silicon Valley investors. We're going to also launch a detailed study that we've done in collaboration with Crunchbase, where we exposed up-to-date numbers on the bridge Europe, US, and on the startup economies, a report that you can actually find right at the entrance. And also with the help of LinkedIn, we will experience how the flow of talent across regions and continents today are really reshaping our economies. We're also going to see how women entrepreneurs, EU corporates, and research are evolving together with the new wave of entrepreneurship that Europe is experiencing. Also, we'll debate firsthand on whether or not the startup heavens of Europe are real or a fad. So there's more and more. So the discussion will be throughout the day and will continue tomorrow until Tuesday. On Tuesday, we also have a meeting with the Commissioner Bienkowska that will be visiting here for half of the day. And so it's a packed agenda. So before, without further ado, last thing I want to mention is that, of course, this is possible just because of the support of our kind sponsors. So I'm going to go through the list of our sponsors. I want to acknowledge them. Those are Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Dell, Facility Life, KNL Gates, Vertical, Woodside Capital Partners, and VLAM. So thanks for making this happen. So let's give them a round of applause. All right, last but not least, I want to acknowledge all the numerous partners with whom all these projects are taking shape. We'll have a long list, is also on your brochures that are in your hands. But first and foremost, our friends, partners, and co-organizer, EIT Digital, that I'm going to call in a second. So plenty to talk about. And with that, I would like to open the dance, and let's get this started. Thank you.